right, it's your Thursday edition of Libhola Eswatini. Nothing has changed. Hello and welcome. We're all excited because we're all about football. We talk about football. We discuss football and we build football on this show. Otherwise, stage, it's all about this past weekend. There was a huge gathering where some of the legends, be it football, be it tennis, be it rugby, be it boxing, they were gathered at the Caritas in Manzini. Kukhuluma nje indzaba yinye kwendekani kuThemihla live ikakhulukathi indzaba yelikhetho lesizwe sihlangu semnikati. We touch on that and touch on some of the deliberations that were held during that meeting, headed by a crew known, or an organization known as Down a Memory Lane, where they talk about a different aspect about legends and how we can build on the sports in the country. Otherwise, the initiative by United States Embassy in conjunction with the Eswatini Football Association of developing young child, especially a young girl, to be one of the top performers in football in the world. So they're ensuring that our girls can do well when it comes to football. So this was one of the activities over the weekend at the Technical Center Lobambo. We were seeing the so talented young girls being involved in football. So the U.S. Embassy is trying to ensure that even in Eswatini, our girls can do well in sport, especially in football. Otherwise, the full attention will be given to the national team. We'll talk about it and talk about also the Football Association. And when you talk about Football Association, there are many programs that you can talk about, including this program that was off record for quite some time due to COVID-19. Futsal, it's football, but played in a different venue where now only 5 players in each team are allowed on that type of facility. And we talk about the involvement of futsal in our football. How does it help? We know that historically some of the well-known players, including your legendary Andres Iniesta, FC Barcelona or Spain, they have played under this program known as futsal. We'll touch on that. And then the bigger picture, FIFA World Cup qualifiers 2026. Look at the guns who are seated alongside Cameroon, Cape Verde, Angola, Libya, and Mauritius. Can we do something and perform and probably go through? This is why he's back. He's our analyst in the house, and he's back for specifically this one. I want to know what he would say. Otherwise, we want to know what happens. We'll also look at the deep analysis of Sihlangu Semnikati. There were reports during the COSAFA tournament that we had to wait for 360 days for the national team to get their first ever victory. Or should I also say their first ever goal? We'll talk about that, and everything that has to do with Sihlangu Semnikati is going to be here live on Eswatini TV. Lipito Lami Fabrice Msonera, also known as your man. Now, he's already in the house in Dlamini. It's been long. And we are with you in whatever you're facing.
Yeah, Fabrice ngiyabonga kakhulu ngokumukela kumukela ehlelweni lakho ngikuthola lokukhulu ngivusele umbukeli weSwatini TV emalwel viewers labahlali banathi sonke lapha singumsakazo weSwatini TV nami ngicabanga ukuthi labanye bevile kuloku ngivelele bakhona ukuthi mathuthu kodwa nje Fabrice umsebenzi uyachubeka kwamele ukuthi uchubeke njengoba nani madosa sekhaya besolona ibambile siyabonga.
They have it. He's in the house. I want a lot of analysis when it comes to him. But as master, U.S. Embassy, Eswatini Football Association, it's all about the young girl. We want young girls now. In terms of Ebola, in terms of we're not doing well, but it all starts with development. This is a great initiative, Master.
Fabrice nawubuka lezinga lemidlalo webhola kubomake lapha ekhaya akusilo leli jabulisako kakhulu lokho ke Fabrice kwentiwa yini kwentiwa ukuthi bamfana bemamvumbatana abakhoni kukhuthateka kahle basebancane ukuthi badlale umdlalo webhola invoke le yentile iFootball Association ikanye nayo i-US Embassy bahlangene la bawubuyisa bona bamfana bemamvumbatana basibaletha ke nema former players players la kadlala ku Major Soccer League khona even lase Melika kuthi bete batokuthatha bona labadlali bemamvumbatana bebakhona ke labo badlali labo lababili lokungwesilisa nowesifazane bakhonile ukuthi sikhuthade nangisho kanjalo bona labamfana bamamvombatana lebe badlalela lapha e-technical center ngicabanga ukuthi yinvo lena Fabrice le lamanye emave akwenta ukuthi kuteti ihlabani takulamanye emave tite kutokhutsata abamfana ukuthi badlale yona ibhola ngilese kufunako ke lokuthi umfana aseseneminyaka lelishumi namnye 11 noma 12 13 akhuthateke ukuthi ibhola ayidlale dinengingcinamba noma dinenginga nangasho kanjalo lesibhekana nato sibamva bemaswati ikakhulukati umfana imvombatana yena longakhoni kuthola lithuba ukuthi ahambe ayodlala ibhola ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kutele kona nje ukuthi kuzivulela amehlo ukuthi akabanikede lithuba futhi abacicisheke kahle ngendlela lefanele.
Mbuka ukuthi master it was a fun day bakhona abafana but master nginekhala because lo msebenzi lona master was one of the biggest so far in developing the young girl. Now buka ukuthi minister ukhona on the day sikhuluma ngabo ambassador of the US also present on the day ukhommisari umchoka and what a save and this is what we want but master nginekhala ukuthi sine in terms of football sitakwenda lo one day kuphelile nangangibuta 2 months later ukuthi bala abamfana nothing happens. US embassy they have done their part but it's in a football association nalabamfana we're not following them to see where the talent is because I want to believe the office of the TD under the women football was present by talent kulabamfana but are they following labamfana? Should we not be following them to see this one has talent? Let's monitor them.
Fabrice ngicabanga kunemvele kumele ukuthi ilungiseke ikakhulukati na ukhuluma indzaba ye development kakhulu ngala kubomake ngiyakhumbula eminyakeni lophelile ukuthi ema games noma imidlalo yabadlali bemavombatana yabuya idlalwa emhlambanyatsi kwagcinwa leyo one day tournament lebeyidlalwa yagcina khona lapho kodwa na uthi uyalandzelela kuyo yonke leluhla noma kule mbiko labayithumelela yona inhlangano lengamele umdlalo webhola emhlabeni iFIFA bayasho ukuthi bayisekela ibhola yabomake ngicabanga ukuthi le midlalo le akudzingi lokuthi ime sikathile mhlambe ukuthi njoba usho ukuthi yena lobuke ibhola yabomake yena fish ahambe le proposal kube mhlambe soyifakile nje ukuthi badlale every week le midlalo lena kungabe nje ukuthi yimvo kuyendlulwa because sithi abakhuthateke bebesebenda njani nasebakhuthatekile abadlale phela every week kude ukuthi nasebahamba sebaya kulama teams ngoba emacembu akhona emidlalo yabomake imidlalo yebhola yabomake bakhona bayadlala so laba nabakhula
bangena the numbers. I mean, we're talking about close or more on over 150 kids were present on the day. This is good for football.
Kakhulu Fabrice. Ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice nangabe utabaneti inombolo letingaka tebamfana labete kutoba ingcenye yalomsebenzi lo ngicabanga ukuthi dinvo letele kumele nawe as inhlangano lengamele umdlalo webhola lapha ekhaya ukhuthateke ebese ukhuluma over 150 lokungenani Fabrice akutholakale bamfana lokungenani kulo over 150 lokungenani labang 20 laba sathi ukuthi laba in 3 years and 4 years batabe sebakhonile kungena ekheselweni lesive sebe samhlekazi bayokhona kumelela live
see attenda inhlelo master tekuba kutsata because on the day let me give you an example this is how you encourage a child on the day as you can see every girl child who was there present there over 150 kids every girl went home with a soccer ball. And that means something because the soccer ball won't be staying in the house the entire time. At some point, she'll want to jungle it and use it for some reason. But that shows how dedicated the US Embassy was. But can we carry on, Master City? Nangabe umfana uhambe khaya na bola, but asesifunana namakoko. Asesifunana na club yakhe.
Boka ke Fabrice kulula ngani simple ngubexcel nje ngemvo le simple kakhulu. Ma champions lawo. Info le simple. Ngathi mina kulabamfana bonke labathola ibhola ngisi lokungenani nangabe unalo licingo cela ukubona every week ukubona ushutha ivideo bakushutha ivideo nine bangani bakho labo lokungenani labang 5 noma labang 6 nisebenzisa le bhola nidlala le bhola lokungenani kanye ngeliviki uyathi kusi lapho per week uyathola ema updates uyathola ukuthi wola bamfana le bhola ayikahlali nje noma le bhola ayikathathwa because labanye ngeke mina ngakutshela nje Fabrice ukuthi labanye labathathe le bhola uthathola ibhola seyidlala bobhuti babo labatsala ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kungasita because lo mfana na umnikele assignment ukuthi ashuthe atishuthe noma bamshuthe adlala lebhola ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kutakwenda ukuthi bakhona ekulandeleleni.
Now, we have a case. How do you give kids the ball, even if the teachers also want the soccer ball? Now, let's listen to one of the, some of the speakers, who had something to say about the event itself. We're talking about the US Embassy, the initiative they come up with. What do they have to say, including the presence of the Minister for Sports, Harris Pulunga? What does he think about such initiative in terms of developing women football in the country? The speakers on the day.
To be here on behalf of His Majesty's government to witness this wonderful program which was initiated by the US Embassy in Eswatini. First, let me extend belatedly our special welcome to the US Sports Envoys, Mr. John and Ms. Solamente. We hope that throughout the week that you've been here, you've enjoyed the beauty and hospitality of Eswatini, and you've also enjoyed working with the kids. Thanks for taking your valuable time to come to the country and impart your skills and experience which you have gained over the years of playing professionally in your country and in others. Coming to the program itself, what we appreciate as a government is the focus on the girl child. This is very commendable because it is clear that the girls have not been given the same opportunities as boys in terms of their freedom to participate in activities of their choice. So your program is shifting the attitudes and perspectives away from the harmful stereotypes about girls playing football. And we're also using the football pitch as a non-intimidating way to do this. The main goal of the program is to empower the girls personally while also creating social cohesion. So most of you for sure have been yearning to show that you can play football. So I hope that you feel empowered now because you are wearing your soccer kit and you've been able to play while at the same time creating friendship. And that is what sport brings to the table. So as a result, I want to believe that your confidence has been boosted as well as your physical and mental fitness. And this will help you because most of you look like you are still school going, to improve and be better in your schoolwork, at the same time, live better in your society.
That's going to come up here and help me with my remarks. I'm not going to read my remarks. I'm going to have what we're here about, our girl participants, to come up and read my remarks for me. So I'll go ahead and hold the microphone.
Minister of Sports, Youth and Culture, Minister of Education and Training, Eswatini Football Association and President and CEO, Peace Corps staff, volunteers, BRO, club councillors, members of the media, players, coaches, all protocol observed.
Okay, well done.
I'm so thrilled to be here today. This week, the U.S. Embassy has had the privilege of hosting a most extraordinary program, the U.S. Sports Envoy program, where we brought 2 American soccer stars to coach, mentor, and impart their knowledge to the young women on this field, their coaches and others. We invited former U.S. national players and 8-time sports envoy Zola Solomon and current U.S. national player and first-time sports envoy Will John to Eswatini, and they have been extraordinary.
Our hands together and show our appreciation to these envoys, Zola and Will. We thank you.
Yay!
Students in the Epen Babane Manzini corridor, students in rural communities, tertiary students, out of school youth and more. Over the last 5 days, they conducted soccer clinics, workshop, theory sessions, and friendly matches to bring young people together. They used soccer as a gateway to reach young people with positive messages about social cohesion and personal empowerment. They especially focused on girls and young women, empowering them to use soccer at school to boost their confidence, stay physical fit, and keep mentally healthy.
Long series of activities started in the rural community of Matanga, where Peace Corps helped us connect to their grassroots soccer program and their young participants. We went on to visit Mjoli, another Peace Corps site. We met amazing young people in both communities, some of whom are here today. We also connected with university students in Manzini and spent 2 days within Eswatini Football Association, new league of young women players, 15 to 19 years old. All of these events culminated in this tournament today, graciously hosted by our partner.
I would like to encourage more young women to raise their voice by participating in the upcoming Eswatini national elections, whether by standing for elections or by voting. It is only through meaningful representation in positions of power that women can be able to influence policy and begin to see the changes they want to see. Eswatini needs you.
Minister was not just to build your athletic abilities, but also your self-confidence, right, and your life skills. It took a lot of confidence for these young girls to come up here on television, in front of the minister, in front of the U.S. ambassador, in front of all of you, to make those statements. And I sprang that on them just like a couple hours ago, right? So a big round of applause for the girls that read my remarks. Thank you. And I hope we get a chance to hear from our envoys as well. Is that in the program? It should be. Please.
Included, the ambassador, the staff, everyone, it's been great. Just learning and seeing your guys' country, it's been beautiful. And I don't want to say too much. I'm going to let Zola speak a little bit. But it's some place where I'd love to come back. We don't have plans yet to come back, but I'd love to come back anytime, as long as you guys would be willing to have us, okay?
Every coach that came out and gave their time and were excited to learn, I'm in love with all of you. And I'm in love with this beautiful country. I can't, it's incredible.
Now, beautiful stuff as we talk about development. That is the U.S. Embassy and Football Association. Talk about the Football Association. They had their futsal program returning this month. Last week it was about high schools. This week it was about primary schools. Master Futsal, yamiswa during COVID 2020, say weird. But since we're talking about development, Nakona, I'm complaining because how often are we going to have such programs? Because we had it yesterday, but teams won, Elangeni won under the girls, and then Zulini Catholic Primary School won under the boys. Are we done now? Now they have won. They played one tournament. It's done. When are we going to monitor these kids for growth? As the visuals are playing, what's your take?
Fabrice, imvo lesihlala sikhala ngayo ngilebe ngikhala ngayo even nakule le tournament yabamfana bamamvumbatana kuthi siyabadlala thina lama one day tournament bese sisalanzelelele ifutsal ngicabanga ukuthi i-sportless noma ngumdlalo webhola lo improve noma lo wenda ukuthi badlali bebhola bakhona improve i-technique yabo because kuvele kusebenza kakhulu le skill le technique kakhulu kulomdlalo lona and lokuthi
manvombatana lawo
manvombatana lawo lokuthi udlalelwa egroundini lelincane ngicabanga ukuthi kuphinze kungete nakhona ema small sided games abooster kakhulu i-physical fitness because le action iba yiningi kakhulu so ngicabanga ukuthi lama games lawo akudzingi nakhona ukuthi lokubeka dlalwa sikaphelile if mhlawumbe nakhona le office la technical director la Mr Mkhonda nakhona kudzinga ukuthi ayifake le proposal ukuthi lokungenani lama games lawo every after 2 weeks adlale lama leagues adlale letikolo tibuye tidlale because labadlali kuze bato perfecta skill sabo kude kuthi le skill sabo stopolisheka kudzinga ukuthi badlale ifutsal kakhulu kunebadlali emhlabeni Ronaldinho Ronaldinho bekuyinkosi ifutsal waduma kakhulu ngeskill emhlabeni because skill sakhe was perfecta lana ku futsal ukhulume ngabo Iniesta bo Robert Pires bonke labadlali labo badlala aba perfect skills sabo ku futsal.
Master, I want to say this. And I want to say this on camera because I don't want us to see. I think we've talked about this a lot of times, and we've talked about it, and it also goes to the national team. I think I'm going to use the word allegedly because no one is sure of this, no one is being accused, and I think sometimes we do things allegedly, Master would see, so that FIFA sito safaka imali nyabekisa 10 million onyatimona tithombe oseba wenda lomsebenzi buye ama reports ku FIFA. What do you think, Master? Last khona sikome qiniso, Master. This was a good program. Ibuyile after 3 years. And look at the attendance. We're talking about 8 schools within Bambane Manzini corridor. But I feel like we allegedly filled the books. Sisendele FIFA ukuthi besebenza ngeweekend. Kanzi FIFA sendela 10 million ukuthi simende for 6 months or 3 years. But in simende 1 day. What do you think?
Yeah,
my opinion.
Kulukhuni Fabrice ngile ngikhulume ngako ngale ukuthi i-tournament yabomake sayibona emhlambanyatsi sayibona idlalwa lilanga linye. Sangaphinzi seva ngayo kodwa sasisayiva i-report ku AGM sayiva i-report ukuthi okay imali lefakiwe ku girl child ingaka kuthi improve ibhola kubomake kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi nakhona lokunye Fabrice lokubese sekuyamosha ukuthi le mali bese seyisebenta kakhulu inawo nje sithebe sitawuhamba uthola ukuthi le mali seyahleshulwa ngale seyongena kule timvo letingayidzingi kakhulu i-development lesiyifunako and FIFA vele le mali usuka ifakele ukuthi iye ka development ngicabanga ukuthi le program lena nje le mali loyibalako wena angeke ize ayikafiki ngisho nasekoteni uyabona but sitawubona kuma reports ukuthi kutabe khambe kanganani ngicabanga ukuthi dinvo leto ledzinga ukuthi yena Football Association atilungise uyabona nabo labanebolukhulu even next celebrate abakwati but ngicabanga ukuthi dinvo leto ledzinga ukuthi batejwayele every lokungenani mina ngeke ngithi Fabrice nangabe uhluleka lokungenani every month le tournament mayidlale tikolwa titodlala ifutsal ticompete wathi ukuthi noma ngabe so wenda ukuthi kube ma winners every kube ma series yes kube ma series wathi nje every month kudlala series every month kudlala series ngaleyo ndlela leyo inga improve ifutsal lapha ekhaya.
It's a shame, but it's a positive note for these young boys. They're from different schools and they want to shine. Now we have they want to be more Messi, they want to be everything, but the support is still lacking. Congratulations to the winners on the day, including your Elangeni Primary School and Ezurini Catholic primary schools. The talent was displayed, and some of the coaches, if they were there, a lot of coaches were there, they would know what to do. Now, let's listen also some of the reactions that were displayed on the day. What do they think about this program, especially the National Football Association and other people related?
Kunalihlelo lengidawuthi kufake cassette nyethi inhlelo lebeteketema ngenzaba emkhuhlane lomkhulu we-COVID-19 setibuyile ke incumbi yatho lethi inhlelo kufake cassette nalona walamuhla lapho khona kudlala ifutsali ke ngomdlalo lengathi ngumdlalo webhola nawo kodwa kumehluko lokhona ngiloko ukuthi njengoba ubona badlala itinkundleni letincane lengathi tilingana nama tennis courts futhi ke licembu ngalinye liba nebadlali abasihlanu egroundini 5 aside so lokusile nje tiphethene kudlala tikole letincane ke lamhle ma primary schools evikini eliphelile bekungema high school lapho khona sibonile noma ibonile indlunkulu yebhola lokho ukuthi bumcoka balohlelo lolubuyini sitawukhumbula lokho ukuthi lamanye mave ngashiya kwetilwandle kufaka ekhathi bona bo Ronaldo bacala kulohlelo lolu kudlala ibhola. Leli hlelo leli njengoba ubona imidlalo lendlela ekudlalwa ngayo kuyaphangisa kune speed sisetulu. Kubitha ukuthi umdlali asheshe acabange yonke into yakhona yendiwa ngekusheshsha futhi esikhaleni esincane. Lokumsida ke umdlali ekuthenini akhona ukucabanga masinyane kangangoba nasekahamba kumbe ayodlala umdlalo webhola lesiwutayele bocoach bathi 11 versus 11 uyokhanzela ukuthi kuphindze bese kuba melula kulona lo wengcile ngala ka futsal ngoba so tawukhanza sonesikhala lesinenge awusagijima futhi kangangoba ugijima ngakhona umdlalo ngalapha ka futsal. Lokuhle kakhulu nje ukuthi singasathatha lethuba lokubonga ikakhulu kade kubothishela lekungibo baceceshi babo labantwana ngoba nabo labothishela bacecesha labantwana yabafundzisa indlungulo yebhola ekuthenini na ucecesha umntwana umdlalo wefutsal kambe ngabe umcecesha kanjani ngoba ngete kwafana encamashi njengemidlalo webhola ngalendlela esengikuchaze ngayo. Siphinde sibabonge nebatali kubasekela laba bantwana. Umtali udlala inzima lenkulu ekuthuthukiseni umntwana njengoba babona abantwana badlala ngemateki la akudlalwa ngemakhokho. Emateki bathengelwa ngibo batali. Sibakhuthathe futhi sibachubeke babasekele abantwana njengoba basathuthuka kulesigaba leso umntwana solo usafuna likhono lakhe lapho khona lingakhona. Kwathi bani ukuthi umntwana utawukhula engceke oluhlelo lona abe ngumdlali lokuphi kusasa kumbe angadlala lo mdlalo nakhona ekudiphilisa njengoba sesinabo nebadlali lapha ekhaya labakhona ko lasebathi philisa ngawo umdlalo webhola. Ungabekisa ngabo Justice Figueredo ungabekisa ngabo Lindo lapha ekhaya eSwatini labanye bayitolo bosiza Dlamini boyuke emasini baphile ngawo ibhola. Indlungulo yebhola ke ngawuthi iveta lawo mathuba lawo ekuthenini namathuba akhona bantwana abete batodlala wona umdlalo webhola sibathuthukiseni laba bantwana. Siphinde sithatha lethuba lokucela noma sikhuthade ikakhulu kade netinkampani ekhaya eSwatini ekuthenini matisonzele tibambisane nayo indlungulo yebhola ekuthuthukiseni wona umdlalo webhola njengoba na ukhumbula Fabrice ngemgcibelo besine embassy yase USA ngilomunye na umsebenzi lo wendekile kubambisa indlela tekubambisa yona indlungulo yebhola ekuthenini uchubeke umdlalo webhola uthuthuke. Siyethemba ukuthi nakhona ngala kulehlelo lakhe futsal litawukhula ligcine lengcile nasetikolweni lifike nase ngawuthi nato tonke tifundza delive nawubuka nje silapha kalobamba tikolo letigcwele vele letinenge tikumbabane manzini corridor akusho lokho ukuthi kumbe shiswelene ngete bakhona yini idlala akusho ukuthi elibonjeni ngete bakhona yini idlala kodwa ke indlungulo yebhola inaso leswiso sekuthile uhlelo lenabele kulo lonke live kungako sicela wona ema stakeholders nangasebenzisa lekuboleka ekuthenini sisonzele bayibambise indlungulo yebhola ukuthi lona mdlalo ukhone ukuthuthuka ucubekele phambili ngoba lona mdlalo lona nakulamanye amavo ukhanze ukuthi kuphinze kube nema leagues lamakhulu kuphinze kube nelikhethelo lesive akuveli nje kucala kwendeke lokho kodwa kucala etinhlelweni letinjena ngawuthi at grassroots level phasi lapho khona lo mntwana afundiswa khona le mdlalo lapho khona umntwana aqeqeshwa khona athakhula kiwo lona namdlalo utasi nasakhulile utakwanza ukuthi vele sowulungele naye ekuthenini sekangadlalwa nelikhethelo baphumele ngaphandle badlale nalamanye amava.
Kuyabasita abafundi ukuthi bathole imidlalo lenjena ngoba uyukhanze ukuthi isikhathi lesinengi basemaklasini nabaphumile balangaphandle bayakhona kushaywa ngumoya nabo bakhone ukuthi bakhombise emakhono abo ngoba labanye abakhoni kahle emaklasini so lokho kuyabasita ukuthi naye aphume atokhombisa likhono lakhe lekudlala umdlalo.
Ngiqale sesemncane kakhulu and futhi yangisita cause uma ngachubeka ngidlale kakhulu ngakhona banginikete imali ngisita nebatali bami futhi ngithanda kakhulu.
Sekuba ngubani nona ukhulu? Now, the so talented kids are expressing their excitement about futsal. We've heard the Football Association. We've heard the teachers. It's also about trying to improve your thinking as a player. Otherwise, let's take a short break because when you come back, the show is getting like this. We're talking about now legends complaining about the same issue are complaining about. What are we doing to improve these so-called talented young kids? What are they, doing as a football association or as the motherboard, everyone, to ensure that our football is growing in the country? After the break, it's a commercial break. When we come back, there is more on Libhola Eswatini this evening.
Isifiso sahulumende welive laKangwane ukuthi lonke eLeswati liphile impilo lenhle nalenethekile. Kuphumelelisa lesifiso, uhulumende waseSwatini wabathi imali esikhwameni se-Regional Development Fund, iRDF, micro projects kanye naleto letikhishwa amatiko lahlukahlukene. Kuleti khwama uhulumende usukumisa imisebenzi yentuthuko nenhlalakahle kusuka emimangweni nasemiphakathini lapho kuhleli khona eMaswati. Timali kuleti khwama letingabuyiselwa emuva kanti ke dabelwa tonke tinkundla velonke. Bukela luhlelo sive siyathuthuka utibonele imisebenzi yentuthuko nenhlalakahle eseyiguquleke tinkulungwane tetimpilo teMaswati. Luhlelo lungena njalo ngalesine naseshayagabanga insimbi yesiphohlongo kusihlwa, ngalesihlanu ngensimbi yelishumi ekuseni, nangemgcibelo ngensimbi yesine entsambama. Sive siyathuthuka, intuthuko yetinkundla, intuthuko yeMaswati.
Now, knowing the time of the year we're in as a country, so we had to admit that a small scene was allowed within the show just to let people know that we haven't forgotten that it's election year. Now, moving on, over the weekend, there was a Down Memory Lane meeting. Down Memory Lane is a group or organization that addresses issue of local sports, especially football, to say what has happened to our football, what has happened to our boxing, what has happened to our cycling. We used to have legends who would go out and pull records. Master Bahlangane over the weekend, Caritas Manzini Saturday. What's your take? What are they trying to voice over in terms of their problems? You hear them. What are you getting from what they're saying? Do you get their sense? Of course, in the presence of Chairman of Libhola, Babe Paul Dlamini, also expressing some of the things. What do you get from this team, Master?
Fabrice, it's a tenaikalele program. Bakhulumisa wona ema-legends bomkantshubovu kutemidlalo bakhuluma ukuthi ngikuphi tinkinga noma ngikuphi timvo letabenda badlala kahle futhi ngitiphi tinkinga letibende ukuthi bagcina letinye letibaphazamisile basadlala bakhulume ngako konke lokwenta ukuthi nalabancane labeseta bakhuthateke nalabadlala labasafuna kudlala bakhuthateke akusibo ke labadlala kuphela labakhuthateka ku Fabrice even nathi sithi nzatheli sibasakade kunenge sekuve ngoba ekusebenteni ngiyakhumbula nje ukuthi even nemhlonishwa Sikayo Magongo naye wakwaba ingcenye lohlelo lole kusho ukuthi kutekusakada libhola letinyawo bekhamba kanjani tonke letinvo lethu bese sekuba nalabo labadlala ibhola sababona nabo Skara Thintwa boskara bobabili laba labahlela yabo Skara na Skara labahleli lapha ngilokuthi kuhlalwe phasi kushila neligwayi Dika umfana Nkosi Dika lo mlangeni sike saba naye la kubuka nje Fabrice ukuthi kahle kahle iselephi kukonakalephi nguphi futhi la singaya khona phambili ngicabanga ukuthi letinvo letidzingekako emidlalweni kutotonke nje kutemidlalo lapha even letidzingeka ukuthi kuhlalwe phasi kuke kubonisana ukuthi kahle kahle kuya phambili siphuma sibhekaphi inyalo because nawubuka ungathi kumnyama embili kodwa nasekuhlangene bona bomkantshubovu kuhlangene bona basakati kuhlangene intona tinzatheli bonke ngicabanga ukuthi kungaphuma nelikhambulinye kuthi okay nasingaphuma sibheke ngala siphume sihambe ngala kukhona la lokungenteka.
Now Master bakhuluma on the day. I want us to listen to them, including Paul Dlamini, Chairman of Libhola, and there are also reactions from the legends. The two Skara, one of the Skaras also spoke, to highlight a few things that they highlighted is that in terms of running football or sports in the country. What are their reactions? What are they coming up to in terms of addressing sport issues in the country?
Bathi indlela ibutwa kulabasembili ngako ke sicelile lokufunele sesihlanganeni sitobuka emva la siqhamuka khona ngoba limuva likushela ngelikusasa ngako ke vele ngabo labangasitha nekuthi ke nabo siyathinzeka lokho ukuthi baphila njani iwelfare yabo sitekwathi ukuthi sibanake sitokuqala into letawusita bona isite abantu babo iphinde isite sporting eveni lakangwane ngoba vele ngabo laba beka inzima sayibona ngaleso sizathu-ke vele ngeke sibashiye namhlanje sitocela bona kusasibambise ukuthi ngikuphi lapha kumbe sihambe kabi khona kuye embili singenta njani ukuze kuthi le live libuyele esigabeni salo njengoba balishiya bona. Ngicabanga ukuthi lokumgcoka nawenta into ukhulumisana i-consultation ungathi noma uthunyiwe bese uyadimela nje wedwa ngicabanga ukuthi ukhethwe ngoba wathi cha-ke usitwa ngilabanye ngiko nje namhla sitelela bekumele ukuthi asebasibonise ukuthi singenta njani ngoba phela likhethelo lidlalile labeka live emephini namhla seliya ngekwehla yini lesizathu ngiko-ke lesi sawuzama ukuqhamuka nako ngoba sethukile vele sekungemalanga nalikhethelo lisebenta ubona lokuthi hhayi liyehla liya ngekwehla kanti phela kufuna umdlandla uphakame live selihambile lesi sikhathi lalapho ngabe vele sport ngisona sihambe endile vele kuze kuthi-ke sibuyele esimeni sethu ubambisana nalamasha sikwadi ukuthi le live silakha njani basizakala njani sibuke tonke leti ngoni o-development nesikwenziwa njani ngoba mina ngisola imidlalo nje ukuthi nasitulungiselela asidlali imidlalo leyenele lekunika ube sesigabeni sokuthi cha noma kungaqhamukani ngingakumele mncane le midlalo nekuthi-ke la kangwane sithi ama-facilities kude nje i-ground leli kahle lalapho sathi khona ukuthi vele nasesila sitakwathi noma ngiliphi live singadlala nalo asenje sesisebenze njengemaswati miningi leminyaka siyitholile inkululeko le speed sesihamba ngaso nyalo uyasibona ukuthi siyehla kunalo ubhekekile futhi ekuthi nyalo vele ngabe siseduze kuba njeke siya ngekwehla nje ukuthi insalikhethelo nje sethemba ukuthi laba bekunene bathi asilephenele basibonise ukuthi mbambamba usalapho njengoba ngisho nje mina ukuthi nawe uyawudlala ulungiselela umdlalo ufuna kube nemidlalo lethide loyidlalako nawe utive usesigabeni noma ulungiselela siphi sport na ungakakwendi konke lokho you're bound to lose.
Siyabonga Phathizo mfana wakithi sihlangane la ngehlelo Down Memory Lane nawukhumbula kahle since 2021 nasilidala lo hlelo all the legends in different sports matubane iboxing kakhulukazi nelibhola letinyawo solo siyabaletha emsakadweni bayeda ngokuhlukana kwabo so sikhanza ukuthi ekhulumeni kwabo kukhona lokuthi lelete emidlalo setiwile diphasi sethifuna ukuthi kunesidingo sokuthi tivuswe lene ngobe sekuthi excitement so ke safika ke esikhatsini ke ku Down Memory Lane ukuthi sisale sithatha lo hlelo ku phase 2 and siye kulabantu labende lendvo yaba yinhle vele ngako ke silala muhla silungiselelo lomcimbi lomkhulu kangaka siyathokoza nje ukuthi akhona ama legends nalabo ngekwendalo abadalwa ekhaya eSwatini njengabo Matthews Chaka Madlas bo Rodney Charles they here to say sine sefika la bekunga nje but nyalo akusafanani sekutele excitement so basically we are here kuloko lamuhla
le gap Phathizo yavuleka inkulu kakhulu njengoba kube nale need nje nyalo ukuthi sifike la ngoba kusukela lapho ukuthi le gap seyinkulu kakhulu masikhuluma nje ngeke nje mawubona ku Down Memory Lane lama legends ngesikwakhona ngakufanele ngayibukela le bhola but inkumbi yawo mawubuthi sakhulumisa athi sajuba nakuyobukela le bhola ngalokuthi le gap seyinkulu kakhulu ayisabukeleki le bhola.
Okay, mina ngithi it starts from us as legends. What do we do after having played the game? Because you can play the game, gain that knowledge, but then afterwards, once you are done, you must be in a position to then contribute. Whether you contribute as a coach, of which you need to then get knowledge, so that you are able to the players that you work with. If you choose to be like me with my foundation, you still have to have a bit of knowledge. Because remember, you're dealing with people. How do you address them? How do you deal with them? How do you communicate whatever you're trying to do? But you've got to have knowledge. But other than that, you have to have the desire. And the desire will drive you, even when you don't have even a cent, because you have the desire. You get on the road and try and find a way to contribute. It's important that each and every one of us contributes, not because of monetary terms, but because we know and we love the sport. When you love something, you end up climbing the mountains because you love whatever you want to do. So it starts with us. But then the people who are responsible for this game, they then have to say, do we have amongst us, do we have legends that we think can contribute, or we don't? Truth of the matter, we have, I can see them. They are there. Those legends, they've played over a period of 50 years. They've gained some knowledge. They've got to then say, how do we involve them? And by involving them doesn't mean that they must be in a position. We're involving them so that they contribute because of the knowledge. So a good leader must do that. Look for spaces where you can involve with legends. Once you have established that, then get them involved. If they need training, try and make sure that they are trained. Because these are people that have been, throughout their life, they've been playing this game. And they have, as I said, bit of knowledge if they do not have knowledge. So, that's where I look at it.
Absalom Skaratindwa, speaking there as a legend, it's a lot to say. Now, I want us to move on and talk about the national team, Sihlangu Semnigati, because there is a draw that has been conducted for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. At some point, when we talk about Sihlangu, we'll link the conversation to this comment by the legend Skaratindwa and also by the Down Memory Lane Master. Siboni draw yendega. Sihlangu now, it's no more 4 teams, it's now 6 teams. Before we used to remember, now the numbers have been increased. Now it's down World Cup 2026. Now see nabo Cameroon. Now kulumanga FIFA rankings, Cameroon I think is within the top 50 in the world. Cape Verde, Angola, these are our neighbors. Libya, Mauritius. Maybe that's the team I would say they should be worried about us. But the rest, let's be honest, they are quite hectic. But what's your take, Master, on the draw? Who is the easiest target? Who is the hardest target?
Fabrice Sihlangu likhetho lesive Sihlangu Semnigati likhethiwe noma lihlungiwe la ngena ngaphasi kwa group D lapho khona lina Cameroon njoba lamagama nje amile lapha according to lama strength, yes, ngalobukhulu bawo Cameroon ibuya kudlala indebe emhlaba eminyakeni lophelile Qatar lapho salibona khona lishana likhetho lesive laseBrazil Vincent Abubakar nalelo gol lelo ngicabanga ukuthi likhetho livele listrong kakhulu Cape Verde sinayo egroupini ekuhlungela indebe AFCON lelisishayile le ekhambeni
so what spins nawubona asilikhuluma iqiniso vele if we play the way we are playing what spins
nasingete sashintsha indlela ezidlala ngayo Angola ngicabanga ukuthi Angola over the years since umnyaka wa 2010 yehlisile kakhulu Angola ngiyakhumbula ukuthi 2010
bake ba export abadlali bo Europe but
yes even AFCON nabagcina nje kuyi hoster bebangelinye live longasho ukuthi uyalisaba then Libya sike saya silikhetho lesive eminyakeni lendlulile khona eLibya so dlala akabi mhlambe umdlalo lengasho ukuthi ube muhle against yona iLibya kodwa nabo over the years badlalile bede futhi ileague longasho ukuthi iyadlala exactly ngicabanga ukuthi Mauritius njoba ushito wathi likhethelo leli kumele ukuthi libe worried nalodlala nathi hayi ukuthi thina sibe worried ukuthi siyodlala neMauritius iMauritius izidlala nabo kuKhosafa akusilo likhethelo lesive lingasho ukuthi selesaba so nawabuka lamavela khona lapha ngicabanga ukuthi vele kutaba isurprise kodwa ibhola being ibhola ayipredicteki
Master
iyapredicteka kodwa
sibhlungu master ukuthi singaye COSAFA siyathi ukuthi kwendekeni bekunema reports you and I besifunds every day getting reports from our colleagues way in Durban 360 days master ungatholi win singakhuluma ukuthi friendlies we don't know but these are some of the things. How do you lose against Botswana? No, football has got its way of doing things, but these are some of the things we've seen happening. So judging from our performance and where we're from, Sestra Grish, can we make it in that group? Judge from even this performance of the
Fabrice nawubuka indlela lesidlale ngayo COSAFA ubuka ne track record ubuka la siqhamuka khona sesinemkhuba nyalo ukuthi sithole iwin yinye ngeminyaka iwin yinye ngeminyaka info lekungakameli ngabe yenteka kushaya ligoli besina 360 over 360 days singakalishaya igoli ku official game info leyo lekungakameli ukuthi yenteke nyalo sesiyodlala against yona emave i-World Cup qualifier siyatsinga kuthi ilikhetho lesive siqale excuse me liqale lidlale kahle liqale lishaye amagoli liqale futhi libe consistent lokungenani ekutholeni emaphuzu hayi lento lesiyibona kulo ukuthi boNamibia sebangakora nje amagoli la kanjena yes le game sagcina nasi sikorile kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi ema teams la njengabo Botswana akameli ngabe sastrugglisha kwashaya ema teams la njengabo South Africa strugglisha kwashaya.
That's where I want to go, Master. We're struggling to beat Botswana. Now we've got Cape Verde. We're struggling to beat South Africa that used not their A team. Now we're playing against Cape Verde. Master, saying let's talk the truth, Master. It's time because it becomes normal, it's abnormal. It's not someone's team. On many occasions. Because if you want to make it, prepare yourself. We have Libya, we've got Cameroon, Cape Verde. Prepare, have friendlies. Friendly. But we feel. Why? Because we don't know how the team is playing. We don't know if they are losing, even if in those friendlies. And the friendlies are always the same. I know the friendlies are expensive. It's Funa, Togo, it's Funa, Nigeria. Mad. But what are we doing to prepare ourselves? We're struggling in this COSAFA. Lesotho, now they have made it to the final. It's still our dream, Master. Good sing final. Lesotho say figure final. So when you look at it's only us and Seychelles in the history of COSAFA. Finals COSAFA. It's not a good record, Master. So singenda njani? Siyabavelelisa yini labadlali
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi nawubuka even nokuqualify nje ukuthi siyodlala AFCON yes ngathi it's a World Cup qualifier le nje sikhuluma ngayo kuyodlala iAFCON kulamave labekadlala iCOSAFA siwatholile amagoli kodwa asesibuke the bigger picture ngaphe mave la khonile ukuthi iAFCON seyibuya khona iSouth Africa iye mahladla amaningi
yes
Botswana ibuya khona
Namibia yakhona Angola yakhona
Angola Zambia Zimbabwe Mozambique yes
na Botswana you started
yes Botswana ngishilo ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice thine kusala kuphi icontract ya coach iyaphela October icontract yakhe lanayo siyodlala ama-qualifiers sike so unfortunately ukuthi nasinemhlangano na i-football association basho vele ukuthi bebayidiscussa i-contract ya coach unfortunately kwasevela tindzaba tabo COVID kodwa lama-tournaments lakhona nyalo one udzinga ukuthi kube clear ukuthi coach lokhona
ungamrenewela yini master wena
mine
without fear if with the current situation ungamrenewela yini
if bekungimi labeka nesandla ukuthi uyarenewela noma ka renewela bengeke ngize ngimrenewele
ngiyabonga ke mase sikhuluma iqiniso sifuna umuntu walakhaya noma sifuna umuntu wangaphandle nyalo kule current situation
sitsinga coach lota siniki direction
sitsinga direction
sitfola
lakhaya noma sitfola ngaphandle
history it's bo coach labacishe national team bo coach bemaswati we have bo coach angakubekisela nje Fabrice
ukhona isikhathi siyahamba master
ukhona NS Mavuso coach lesimbonile ukuthi everywhere la yakhona ibhola yakhe uyayibona ukuthi iba clean
ngikelo munye nyakufu
ukhona ngibeksenga Enes Mavuso then ulanza coach uma under 23 Sifiso
noLondibane
ma assist uyathi ukuthi lapho at
ngike
least
munye wokugcina
sakuthi ufuna
sikude
sekude lesikhathi but Enes Mavuso noLondibane labo bocoach labo ukhona na Edwin simbonile naye ku Royal Party since afikile style of play Royal Party sishintshile angicampaigneli bo coach but sibuka lendlela bo coach labadlala ngayo indlela i-national team lesifuna ukuthi idlale ngayo because nalabadlali lesithi thine aba performing national team badlali labo lebana potential lenkulu kakhulu ukuthi bangadlala siwin.
Ngiyabonga master, we want the truth, we want to speak the truth and we are not lying. Now uyilahlaphi lo muntu master, this person is on the screen wehluleka kuphi so far. I've seen some positive angiyeng nangu Bongwa Matsebula simbonile good boy coming up, you know, I've seen some positives what he did for the boy and everything, some positives are there but the bigger picture we want results angithi uyilahlaphi.
Ngicela sicele ngalama positives angikhumbuli isang under Dominic Ignene sishaywa more than 4 goals. Angikhumbuli.
So udefensive lo muntu.
Lokusho ukuthi involve vele la yathi kakhulu. Mina ngiyavele ihistory yakhe even ku Young Buffaloes utakutshela ukuthi siyo protect alpali. Angikhumbuli angenisa more than 4 goals. That's a positive. But lama negatives approach idlalisa badlali according to strength sabo.
Manje discuss yesishaya master. Mina ngafisa ukuthi lenyelanga we just sit and talk about this issue. For someone who was watching us tonight, he thought at some point maybe that we were harsh. No, we're talking about the truth without fear and favor. And when he's here, you get the truth. You heard what he said. I don't have to reveal or repeat the words. Otherwise, what we want the performance of the team. Remember, our main core, we educate, we inform. So if we feel like what we're telling you needs education, we put the information there. It's been Fabrice Msonera in the company of Linda Lamina and the entire crew that brought you the show. Siltala Gabnaz.